how we can overcome the fear of rejection.
Rejection is paying too much attention. The fear of rejection is paying too much attention to what other people are thinking about you and what other people are thinking about what you're thinking about. And people live in that kind of a bubble. I wonder if that person likes me. I wonder if this person appreciates me. And that's the wrong mode of being in the world. You have to think about what the universe thinks about you. And the universe thinks you're important. Whatever name you want to use, you can say the universe, you can say the cosmos, you can say God, whatever. What does the universe think of you? And because you were created, you have meaning, you are important, you're worthy, you're worthwhile, because you weren't made accidentally. You weren't just accidentally made. Nature didn't just come together and accidentally make you. You know, there was a perfect idea behind you with complete potential and possibility to be activated. So you have to begin to think about, we all have to begin to think about, how does the universe think about me? Not how does that person over there think about me? Not how those group of people over there think about me. That's a waste of my time. Then I start to people please. I start to do things to make them like me, which may take away from my mission, may take away from my authenticity. It may take away from my powers, because I'm thinking about what they're thinking about. And they're thinking about what I'm thinking about. Everybody's thinking about what other people are thinking about what they're thinking about.